G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to take a look at the Int Janemba, or the Netherworld Demon Super Janemba, and we're going to see just how good he is, not only after his EZA, not only rainbowed, but actually the big thing we want to see is can his new gear or EX skill orbs from the anniversary battle event make him, fill the meta. So he is a Int type lead of 90%, he greatly lowers defense on the super attack, he has attack and defense of only 70% in his passive, which nowadays feels like alien. He has guard activated against all attacks, and a medium chance of evading for 1 turn, and an additional attack of 40% for 4 turns when his guard is activated. So basically every time he gets hit for 4 turns afterwards, he will have 40% additional attack and medium chance of guard, of evasion, until he gets hit again. So pretty good stuff. Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle are his link set. And he's on Movie Bosses, Transformation Boost, Corroded Body and Mind, and Accelerated Battle. His 200% lead is Strength, Final Form, Krila. And we can see straight away, obviously without Big Bad Bosses active, that he has, just over 100k defense. Now this isn't wild, 114k isn't crazy. Now Big Bad Bosses, as people should know, and Metamorphosis, as people should know, make a big difference when you link level a unit. So if he was to achieve Big Bad Bosses and achieve level link 10 Metamorphosis, he would be sitting probably with around 134 to 140k defense, which is quite a big improvement. Now the big thing with him is he has guard and medium chance of evasion, so he essentially has 2 very strong defensive capabilities. He's a pretty solid unit still. He can hit decent attack stats. We saw they're 1.9, but his attack can be multiplied once he gets hit quite severely. You'll see in the next turn that he actually can have quite a sizable chunk of attack. So if we look at him in this turn, you can kind of see that his defense has gone up. Obviously because we have some support on this turn, more so than anything else. So that defense is shot up, which is nice. We don't have Big Bad Bosses active yet, and he's going to also fire off an attack now. And yeah, pretty decent, 3.4 million, really solid. And that's not really the upper limit of his power. Again, we're going to get Big Bad Bosses active, which is going to be very solid. Good old Android 13 is going to take a super attack at the end of his turn, which is going to leave us with Big Bad Bosses. And in that scenario, we see an even greater version of Janemba. Now, I'd like to remind you that this guy is the first anniversary unit, and his EZA, even his EZA, came out 5 years ago. So it came out a very long time ago. Now we have Big Bad Bosses active. Now we are going to start to look really impressive. This will be his best turn, and he does indeed crack the 200k defense mark. Now obviously, granted he's got 2 sports on the rotation and Big Bad Bosses active, but to crack 200k defense is pretty good. I mean, 200k defense with guard, no form of build-up, 30% evasion, and he's going to fire a 4.7 million attack stat is not that bad. It's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. I think it's really good how he's managed to, obviously through the course of his, the link level update benefited him, but then the gear that they've just given has really helped him out. And I think it's really good what they've done. Now, is it enough to bring him back into relevancy? I don't think so. The big thing is obviously, or something that I think a lot of people need to accept with him is that he does have a little bit of a problem. His max cap is 200k, and even with guard, to have 200k in guard still prevents you from running in the absolute top tier of content. Now he's great. I mean, you can see him in LG EGT doing fantastic. He will be a solid floating option. I even used him before this gear as a floating option, for Red Zone. Like he did, I think it was the Bojack Red Zone or the Super 17 Red Zone, but he did one of them for me. And I think, with a unit like this, what I respect about him is that Like, he's still, through a combination of his defense abilities, still able to provide a solid option to players for a lot of content. Now, the only big problem I have with him, well, not with him, but with the gear that they gave, is I think for him and Gogeta and some of the older units, they could have gone a little bit harder with these stats. I mean, can you imagine Janemba with another, let's say, 3k defense, and he's rocking like 260-ish defense? That would have been really good. And I think they could have given him attack as well. As much as 4.7 million is a good attack, and he can probably get up to 5 if you really wanted to factor in all his links. I think you have to respect that nowadays that's not the absolute zenith, and so giving them a bit of attack I don't think would have been a huge problem. I think giving them the attack and defense also would have been more than fine if you didn't want to give them more defense. Now, in terms of links, Big Bad Bosses, obviously you want to link level. Shocking Speed gives him defense. Metamorphosis gives him attack and defense. Brutal Beatdown attack, Nightmare attack, Fear and Faith gives him, debuffing to the opposition, and then Fierce Battle gives him attack. So if you were to link level him, you would notice a difference. Like I said, his defense would go up at least a noticeable amount, and his attack as well would probably go up quite a decent chunk. You could possibly get him to 5 million, I think. If you focused him, link leveled him, you got every link active, I think that's enough to push him to the 5 mil bracket, which I think is pretty good considering he's a one year any unit. And defensively, his max is probably around 215,000 defense, but that's with a double support, so we're maybe looking at like 170-ish with only one support being available. But yeah, overall I think he's really good. I think he's a super solid option, and I'm still really impressed by this guy considering how old he is and everything. Does the equipment make him a new meta unit? No, but it does bring him a little bit further up the chain, and you can use him a little bit longer, which for me is really all that matters, because I think he's really cool. And I think, for those of us who are historic users of him as a unit, it's always fun to see him kind of come back up to speed. But yeah, that's basically going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.